In the sweltering heat of June 1972, a figure emerged from the shadows and stepped into the fluorescent-lit halls of Cedars-Sinai Hospital. She was draped in a simple white gown, every inch of it saturated in fresh blood. Now, ordinarily, such a sight wouldn't be too out of place in a hospital, but this was different. There were two horrifying aspects about her that sent waves of revulsion through all who dared to gaze upon her. Firstly, she wasn't human, or at least not entirely. She bore the uncanny resemblance of a mannequin, with the fluidity and dexterity of a living being. Her face was eerily flawless, bereft of eyebrows and smeared with an unnerving layer of makeup. Clenched between her teeth was a kitten, its lifeblood still flowing freely, staining her gown and pooling onto the pristine hospital floor. Without a word, she released the lifeless creature from her grip, let it fall to the ground with a soft thud, and collapsed. From the moment she had entered the hospital to the moment she was prepared for sedation, she remained eerily calm. Her face was a mask, void of any emotion, any sign of life. Despite the unsettling aura she exuded, the hospital staff managed to restrain her. They waited for the authorities but received no response from the woman. Her presence was so disturbing, most staff members couldn't bear to look at her for more than a few seconds. However, when they attempted to sedate her, she lashed out with an inhuman force. Two staff members struggled to hold her down, her body arching off the bed, her face still wearing that unnerving blank expression. Then, she did something completely unexpected. She turned her gaze towards the male doctor and she smiled. The female doctor recoiled in horror, releasing her hold. Nestled in the woman's mouth were not the teeth of a human, but long, sharp, deadly spikes, far too long for her mouth to close without inflicting damage. The male doctor could only stare in disbelief, his voice barely above a whisper as he asked, "What in the hell are you?" She tilted her head, her neck cracking as she moved, her smile never fading. A tense silence filled the room, broken only by the distant sound of approaching security. As the echoes of their footsteps grew louder, she lunged at the male doctor, tearing out his jugular with her monstrous teeth. As he fell to the ground, gasping and choking on his own blood, she leaned over him. Her face was the last thing he saw before the darkness claimed him. The woman calmly walked away, leaving the dying doctor behind to meet the unsuspecting security men. The surviving female doctor, forever scarred by the incident, named her the Expressionless. But the most chilling part of this tale, there was never another sighting of her. So, who was she? Or rather, what was she? Is she still out there lurking in the shadows waiting for her next victim?